We now continue with Smurf.
Alright X, I've been debating whether or not to post here, since if anyone who knows me reads this, they will instantly know it's me. And since I signed an NDA, it would mess up my future career opportunities, but to be honest, I don't even really care anymore. Screw you, John, if you have screen grabbed this. I know you use this website religiously. Be me. I am Firewatch in Alaska. It's boring as all hell, but at least it pays kinda well. I get my own little Firewatch stand in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. My only contact with the outside world is my huge ham radio, the free Wi-Fi, and the guy who delivers my supplies every 2 weeks. I'm talking beer, food, water, etc. I'm basically being paid to live in a huge-ass tower, all expenses prepaid, and occasionally look around for smoke or a possible fire. The tower is cozy. It's cool in the summer because of just how high up it is, and warm in the winter because it is insulated and has an electric heater. There is no fireplace for, I think, obvious reasons. It is so tall that I do not have to worry about any of the wildlife. The only thing I am actually forced to do is the hourly radio checks, since if I don't respond, they will send an entire SWAT team to go and check up on me. I will explain this one later. You can basically do anything that you want up there, since there is no one around to actually monitor you. Okay, time for the spookies. Be me. This was my first month of the job. I am kind of spooked out, just because of how isolated I am. I am not used to it. I am just shooting the shit, and definitely not masturbating, when I hear something huge slam into the bottom of the tower. The whole thing just shook. I am like, what the hell? I decide to go and take a look, since I do not want this damn tower collapsing while I am stranded, with the next visit from the supply guy a month away. I take a flashlight and my company standard Remington hunting rifle. I climb down the steps and point the flashlight at the wooden beams that hold the tower up. It is smeared in blood. It looks like the front of your car when you plow through a deer at full speed. What in tarnation? There is a mangled deer corpse at the base of the steps. Holy shit. It is absolutely torn to pieces. There are only a few patches of skin still on it. There are 2 legs missing from it. The head has been ripped in 2 from the center down. It hardly even resembles a deer anymore. I only knew it was a deer because its antlers had been snapped off and shoved into its own throat. There are intestines and deer guts stuck in the beam supports. Someone threw the mangled deer cadaver into the damn beams. What in the actual hell? I hear loud footsteps in the deep snow coming from the tree line around the tower. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I take my rifle off of my shoulder. I point it at the tree line. I shout at whatever is there to get the hell away as I slowly back up the stairs. I chamber around in my rifle. I yell out that I have a gun. I fire a warning shot into the woods. I think I hit something. What the hell? Whatever I hit just starts squealing really loudly. This sound actually causes my ears to bleed. Okay, screw this. I run upstairs. I hear something running after me. I do not turn around. I run inside, lock the door, and close the shutters. I hear a loud roaring from the bottom of the tower. It sounds like a mix of a bear's death cry, an elk, and a person getting CBT. Do not ask. Things start climbing up the stairs. Shit. There is a small gate about a third of the way up meant to stop bears and stuff from walking into my damn living room while I sleep. It doesn't know how to open it. Praise Keck. After about an hour of it trying to push the gate open, and it scream roaring at me, it finally leaves. I do not go outside until the next day because it could be trying to bait me out. The deer is gone. The guts are gone. The blood smears are still there. There are no tracks because of the snowfall. I go back inside and play Skyrim. I just act like it never happened. The first picture is the closest to my work environment since I am not using real pictures because I don't want you assholes calling the park ranger station to tell them that Tower 7 is snitching. Sure thing, Anon. I guess I should elaborate on why the park rangers send a SWAT team to check on you if you do not respond to the hourly radio check. Be my hourly radio check. Basically just responding to Tower 1, our coordinator, when he says our tower number. It's just a shitty roll call. Tower 4 does not respond. It's the 6 AM check, so he is probably still sleeping, which is normal for Tower 4. 3 checks later, he is still sleeping. Okay, what the hell? Tower 1 says that I and Tower 8 should go and check on him if he does not respond to the next one, since we are the closest. The next check comes, and he does not respond. Well, shit. Tower 8 rolls up in her shitty Land Rover and drives us to Tower 4. We pull up outside Tower 4. There is this huge blood trail leading from the stairs and into the woods. Holy crap. I go up the stairs, while Tower 8 tries to find where the blood trail ends. The bear gate has been torn off and is currently up a nearby tree. What? I climb upstairs. I slowly enter the living room with my handgun. We have to keep it on us at all times. The door is already open, or rather, the door is not there anymore. I enter the room and it is just carnage everywhere. There are blood and bits everywhere. There is half of a hand on the floor, but there is no body in sight. It seems like something burst into the room, tore up Tower 4, and dragged his body out. I remember that Tower 8 is literally following the trail of whatever could tear through a thick wooden door. Oh crap. I jump down the stairs and yell. She is staring off into the woods with her gun drawn. She says she is not going there because there are bears and wolves and stuff. I think this is wise. I call it in on the radio. An hour later, a literal convoy of armed park rangers arrive. They tell us to get the hell out of there. I never hear anything about this incident again. I have to give some shitty story to the others that he retired at 22. There is still more. Since you've been a good boy, I will keep going. Time to introduce you to the guy. The guy is literally just this guy with a burnt face who wears a suit. He looks like he has been in a fire or something, because his face is scarred as all hell. He does not say anything. He just watches you from a distance, normally from the tree line, and writes in his clipboard. Every single tower has seen him. Apparently, according to Tower 1, he has been spotted here since the 50s. I've tried approaching him a couple of times, but he will just walk behind a tree or a rock and just up and vanish. It looks like the Jim Carrey mask guy from Metal Gear Solid 5, just without the mask that he wears. I've only ever heard him speak once. I was slowly approaching him from behind, trying to get the jump on him, when he turned around, looked at me, and said, "Cougar," in a Norse/Russian accent, before turning around and walking behind a rock. What the hell? I turn around and there is just a cougar there a few feet away from me. It had probably been trailing me as I followed him. It runs the moment I point my rifle at it due to fight or flight. I don't know if he saved me or tried to get me killed. Thanks, Jim Carrey the Mask. No one knows who he is or where he comes from. He just shows up, looks at you, writes in his clipboard, and then screws off. The closest he has ever got to someone was when he walked out of Tower 3's toilet and just left through the front door, or the time he appeared outside my damn window watching me sleep. The local Inuit folk seem to know about him too, but they refuse to say any more than, "Oh, him, right." Aside from that, he's been here well before Whitey showed up, and has just been a part of the local tribe's life for eons. They won't give the name they have for him or any stories about him. They just tell you to keep your distance and not to piss him off. I know it's boring, but that's literally it. You will see him around 8 times a month, and then he will disappear for 4 more to go and spook the shit out of the other towers. Tower 9 leaves him a little goodie bag of spare food, etc., which he has seen him pick up and eat, so that's cool. Okay, sure, here is another story. Be me. I just finished up the 8 PM hourly radio check. All the other until 6 AM are optional, cause sleep is a thing. I load up Skyrim since it is the only game I can play because the Wi-Fi is down due to the snow. I play it for like 2 hours straight. I suddenly hear this knocking at my window. I don't care. It's probably the guy or something. He does this pretty often. The knocking continues. I ignore it. Suddenly hear a loud slam at my window. Holy shit, okay, you've got my attention. I open up my blinds, expecting to see this guy and his stupid-ass clipboard. Only he is not there. I scan through the windows. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Child peeking from the corner. Nothing, nothing. Wait, what the hell? I snap back to the window. The kid stops peeking the moment it realizes I've spotted him. Oh shit. I override my gut feeling, telling me not to go outside. If there is an actual kid out there, then it will die, and I do not want a frozen kid corpse on my stairs. I open up the door. There is absolutely nothing there. I call out, but there is still nothing. Nothing responds back to me. I hear the scuttling behind me. I turn around. There is a dead bird on the floor that was not there before. There is a gift tag on it. It just says, "A gift from me to you." Okay, screw this. I am going back inside. I bring the bird with me, because I do not want to piss off the ghost kid. I shut my blinds and then I go to sleep. I still occasionally get knocks at my window at god-awful hours of the night from time to time, with little dead bird gifts every 4 knocks. Here is a picture of the type of bird that it was. Okay, here is another story. I am going for a walk because I am bored. I tell the radio that I am going on a walk so they don't send the army after me. It is summer, so there is no snow. I still bring my rifle because I am scared of the bears and what else could be out here. I have fun taking pop shots at deer to scare the hell out of them. I stumble across a huge camper van. We are not accepting campers because of COVID, so I go and investigate to make sure it's not a hobo or a cultist. I will explain the cultist part soon. The place looks old yet new. I go inside after checking some of the tents outside. It looks like someone has been living here. I empty the cans in the corner. There is a sleeping bag on the couch. It doesn't stink like shit, surprisingly. There is an old diary on the table. I take a read from it. It's from one of the people who used to work here. He got promoted from Firewatch to Park Ranger, and then he retired. I have fun reading through his journal. It's about him coming back because he missed the openness of the forest. He starts writing about some guy in a suit in the woods. I realize it's probably about Clipboard Guy. He mentions chatting to him. He doesn't do that, but okay. Pretty cool. Last entry was a few days ago. Says he is going on a hike tomorrow to look for it. There are no later entries. What the hell? I leave because it is getting late. I go back a few more times, but nothing changes, and he does not come back. A few weeks later, I have basically forgotten all about it. I am now on roll call when someone mentioned that an old colleague went missing. Oh shit, who? It's the journal guy. Wait, what? It has been months and they still have not found him. I gave the journal to the park rangers in case it could help. They sent me an email the next day and said that telling anyone about the campsite or the journal will violate my NDA. I didn't even mention the campsite. Rest in peace, Roger of Tower 11. This picture is the model of the camper van. Okay, fine. I will talk about the cultists. Be me. I get a radio call from Tower 8. What the hell does she want now? Anon, get to the lake now. Okay, sure. I walk down to the lake. There are park rangers holding a group of robed figures at gunpoint while local police call something into the radio. The guy from Tower 5 is also there. He looks like shit. Then realize that there are a bunch of stone pillars that were not there yesterday. I go to ask one of the rangers. He is surprisingly chill. He explains that Tower 5 guy had gone for a walk through the 4th sector, the area me and Tower 8 manage, and happened upon the robed guys sacrificing a wolf. The robed guys proceed to flip shit. One runs at him with a knife, stabs him in the thigh. Tower 5 guy proceeds to shoot him in the chest. All the other robed guys are now pissing themselves because Tower 5 guy has a semi-auto rifle and is now screaming at them as his leg starts bleeding. Tower 8 hears the commotion and calls it in. That is when the park rangers arrive and hold them all hostage. They pull the shot guy into one of their trucks and provides first aid. Tower 5 guy is former Spetsnaz, who is living out the rest of his days in retirement in the Alaskan woods. Go figure. So he is perfectly fine. He did all of the first aid himself while warding away knife-wielding cultists. The park ranger tells me to leave. I am not going to argue with the park rangers, so I get the hell out of there. I fill Tower 8 in once I get back. I later find out that all of the robe guys got off scot-free because one of the people in the local police force is a member of their cult and used his admin powers to save them from jail. All they had to do was tear down their stone pillars and promise to never come back and they could leave. After stabbing someone? Apparently, their cult is the third largest faith in the region, with the native religion and Christianity ahead of it. They worship some water god called Malak or something, I don't know the name. I could tell you some stuff about the native faith, it's kinda interesting. Local natives have a pretty small pantheon of gods. It comprises of Fall, the god of snow. He is like the Allfather. He is like a king sitting on the throne, made of pine trees. Tamaka, speaker of Fall. Fall does not speak in a way humans can understand, so Tamaka translates for them. He is a bird/guy wearing a bird mask, who is in a dress with no armholes, who has a scabbard on his left side. Flumene, wife of Fall. She is the god of warriors, mothers, and legs. She is a woman with one arm, riding on a huge elk that's larger than a tree. And then there is Tate. The natives refuse to say his full name, so they just shorten it. He is the god of fire, rot, mold, and decay, who is currently chained at the bottom of the lake in my sector. He has cougars and other lesser gods do his bidding, since he can't do shit under the lake. Full, Tamaka, and Flumene all live in the mountains away from humans because their voices scare them. They are all mute, aside from Tamaka. Here is another story. I am kind of depressed at this time. My GF at the time left me. I have no friends because the job means I am far away from anyone for months. The isolation is really getting to me. I decide that enough is enough. I take a rifle and head into the woods. I find a nice clearing to do what I'm gonna do. I put the barrel in my mouth, and I am about to pull the trigger when I hear footsteps. I turn around and see an old man with a huge white beard wearing a bear pelt robe approaching me. I quickly hide my rifle, because I cannot bear the embarrassment of being caught failing at this. This dude walks up and says, "Can I sit with you, child?" in a deep German accent. "Sure thing, Santa." The man chuckles and sits next to me. He's got a cool looking eye patch on one of his eyes. He starts talking to me, just casual convo. I talk back, chatting about sports, etc. He asks me what I am doing out here on my own. I just tell him I'm hiking. He says he knows I am lying. I proceed to vent to the old man about how crap my life is. The old man comforts me. I realize the old man has a pet bird on his shoulder. Holy shit, that is badass. The man says his name is some bizarre Swedish shit. I feel happy now. I no longer feel depressed. I finally have clarity on my life. The old guy says he has to leave. Lol, bye. He gets up, walks over to a thin tree, waves, and then walks around it, and then just vanishes. What the hell? I go and check because there is no way he could have just walked around this thin tree and just disappeared before he reached the other side. But he did. I take the rifle and go home. I have not felt suicidal since then. Thanks, Santa. Tower 7 and on here. I am back and I have got more stories. I have asked around the other towers and I've collected some of their encounters with weird stuff about the forest. This one comes from Tower 3. He is one of the local natives. The company did a diversity expansion program to include more of the local natives for a public image, I don't know. It fails spectacularly because the natives view the forest as a holy site and do not want to work in or near it. Their version of the devil is literally underneath one of the lakes in the park. Tower 3, we will call him Ricky since it's close to his IRL name, is one of the only natives who signed up for the program. He is sent to replace one of the Firewatch guys who retired. He gets there and sets up shop in the tower. He decides to explore the local wilderness. He says it was the first time he'd actually been to the forest, and he was not expecting it to be so peaceful. He only ever heard stories about it. He is basically just exploring, all campsites and stuff, etc. He notices something moving in the distance. He locks eyes on it. There is now nothing there. The same thing happens like 7 times in a row. He is certain that something is following him. He hears leaves rustling every now and again. Okay, screw this, he thinks. He heads back, hearing the rustling all the way back. He is spooked. He gets past the tree line. There is a clearing that surrounds every tower. He looks back. There is a literal clone of him, staring back at him. It mimics his every move perfectly, all the way down to breathing at the same time as him. Just mirrored. Holy crap. He yells out to him, "Who the hell are you?" It says it back, in his exact voice, in the same exact cadence. He slowly walks back toward the tower. It follows him. Stay the hell back. And then it just repeats back. He pulls out his gun. The thing does not have a gun, so it just mimics him holding the gun, but without an actual gun. It speaks. It speaks on its own. You back. He asks him what the hell he is doing in the woods because the park is closed for the season. You come back woods. What the hell? Asks him what he's trying to do. You come back to the woods. The thing has started moving on its own. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. See you soon. The thing runs off into the woods. He never sees it again. He still has nightmares about it apparently. Here is another story. It's camping season, so every night I have to deal with drunk teens and poachers. I am just chilling when the radio pings. What the hell do they want now? I put my headphones on. It's one of the lead park rangers. Oh damn. Anon, we've got some missing campers in your sector. We are sending Tower 8 and 5 over to help. Tower 5, Spetsnaz guy, is coming because me and him are the only people in Firewatch who know anything about tracking or finding missing people. I am basically a veteran forest ranger at this point. Tower 8 is coming because it's also her sector, so it's her responsibility to go and find the campers. The park rangers cannot do it themselves because they have their hands full at the moment. Those damn rangers, they are never there when you actually need them. I wait for 8 to arrive so we can go and pick up the Spetsnaz guy. I start heading towards where the campers said they were going to be camping. There are mangled animal corpses along the road every couple of minutes. What the hell? They cannot be roadkill because they do not look run over. I don't mention it since I do not want to spook the other two out. We arrive at the campsite. We park along the road and haul ass over to the area with the tents, etc. They were camping in the middle of nowhere, so their campsite is in a tiny clearing in the middle of the dense woodland. Goddamn teens. I shout to see if anyone is there. No response. Screw this. I check all of the tents. It looks like everyone left in a hurry. There are clothes everywhere, spilled food, etc. Where the hell did these guys go? After a few minutes of searching, we find one. He is in a tree, butt naked. He is neck deep in panic. The guy is freaking the hell out. I ask him where the others are. He just says they went into the woods. Nice answer, Dick Cheese. Spetsnaz guy in Tower 8 tried to get him out of the tree as I go and look for the others. Walking back to the campsite, I see something on a bench. I decide to have a quick look. It looks like a wet jumpsuit or something. It's folded really neatly, like in a posh English hotel or something. I pick it up and unfold it. It is not a jumpsuit. It is human skin. It looks like what would happen if you scooped out everything from a corpse, so it's just an empty skin suit. Dick, balls, and everything. Holy crap, what the hell? I drop it. It is still fresh. The blood has not even coagulated yet. I immediately call it in on my walkie-talkie. The park ranger on the other end goes from bored and uninterested to full panic mode within a few seconds of me explaining. I put the skin back on the bench. The park ranger says they will be there any second. 5 and 8 heard what was happening through the comms, so they are already bringing the teen to 8's Land Rover. They give him some clothes because he is naked AF, and that is not something I want to say. The guy just keeps rambling about how they went to the lake and pissed him off. He is not talking about himself based on the way he is talking about him. I ask him why he was in the tree. He tells us he put me there. The guy is bawling his eyes out while rambling. For the first time ever, the Spetsnaz guy is actually concerned. I have never seen him look like this before. The park rangers finally arrive. There is a full convoy of the guys, armed to the teeth. They tell us to GTFO and give them the kid. We oblige. not wanting to face the wrath. We get out of there. We later find out that the skin belonged to one of the 9 kids who went missing. The Rangers found 2 more skins floating in the lake. There was no trace of the other 6. We have to explain to the grieving parents that it was a bear attack, which is bullshit. The one teen that survived is sent to a mental hospital because his brain is completely mashed. Never hear anything about it again. Hey, hope you've enjoyed the story so far. If you want to hear more, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment because it lets YouTube know you like the content and helps more people to see these videos. My next big goal for the channel is 100,000 subscribers, and as a celebration, I will be doing a Q&A video once we hit that goal. Thank you, and back to the stories. Fire tower weirdness in Deep South. I will green text this. Be me, I am just out of the military. My bro, who we will call Bill, works for State Forestry in a fire lookout tower. It's pretty dope. It's basically a mini apartment. It even has internet. He invites me to stay with him for a few days. We basically hang out and play board games and video. It's an awesome view. He shows me how to work the fire finder thing and call in a fire. I ask him about the weird things he's seen. He's pretty solemn about this and does not seem okay talking. Anon, I'll tell you man, but you cannot freak out if you see this shit. At this point, I will change perspective. He had more than one story. Story 1. Watching out across the forest one day, pretty chill. Saw a structure. Not stairs, an actual structure of some sort. Couldn't really tell. People were around it. Called it in, gave coordinates. Game warden says he will investigate in the morning. It's too late in the day now. They are discussing this via radio. Radio chatter is interrupted by something unfamiliar. Disregard all. This conversation is over. Comms cut off on the radio. Just use his phone. Call disconnected. The cell has no signal now, despite having perfect signal before. The structure is still there. Gets a phone call. It's his supervisor. Bill, leave this one be. Don't talk about it, don't log it. Drop it. He is confused, asking what the deal is. Bill, you're not in trouble. Just forget seeing it. You will be fine. Bill complies. He removes log entries. The phone rings again. Same voice as the guy on the radio that broke comms. Listen to boss's name. He is taking care of you. Bill says he understands. He does not want any trouble. I will not have to call you again, the voice says. Night falls. Bill goes to sleep. Next morning, Bill looks where the structure was. It's not there. The clearing it was in is gone. Nothing but the trees, as if this never happened. Fast forward a few years. This structure pops up sometimes in different places. Out of nowhere, just there. It's different, but I cannot tell what it is. Can't determine purpose or even clear shape. Story 2. Bill finished the day's watch. There is a mild thunderstorm, but the tower is safe. He is chilled out, playing some video games. The power goes out suddenly. Bill looks to see if lightning strike, sees nothing. He waits it out. He hears a clung 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 coming from the steps as if someone is climbing them. There are no houses for miles. No vehicles can be seen approaching from the road. Bill grabs the flashlight and the rifle. The clunging sound on the steps stops. Hey, it's bad weather, let me in. This voice says underneath the building. Bill says back, this is state property, you cannot be here sir. You have to leave or I will call the sheriff. Bill cannot see anyone through the windows. It is pouring rain, thunder and lightning. The voice keeps calling. Let me in, it's bad weather. The voice is not panicked. It just states it, as if it were just a simple calm request. Can't see anything. Bill goes out with the rifle. Still repeating the same thing. Let me in, it's bad weather, down the steps. Bill says I have a gun, the sheriff is coming, leave. Same phrase, further down the steps. Bill cannot see the source. Bill goes in and locks up. He calls the sheriff. There is no more voice. The sheriff shows up and looks around. The weather is calming down a lot, so both go down. Something stinks. Bill and sheriff look in Bill's truck. Deer, bobcat, coyote. More than one, maybe 3 dead, rotting animals just laying back there in a lot of mud. Sheriff says it might be someone pulling a sick joke. He drives around. Bill goes back up. Sheriff goes to Bill's truck and then calls up. "Why did you move it? I needed pictures, Bill." Bill is confused. The animals have been removed from his truck. Bill calls supervisor. Supervisor shows up and puts hunting rifle and shotgun under sofa compartment. This stays here if it is needed. The supervisor would not speculate, but had zero doubts at all. Here is an update. Bill still works for State Forestry, but the Firewatch Tower is now shuttered. He now does most of his work from a small office building near the same location. Most of what he deals with now are strange noises at night, and he still has his rifle, and his supervisor still makes him keep a hunting rifle and shotgun on site. The last I spoke with him, he did not have anything new, just some basic updates on the area. Most of the residents nearby are elderly, and live miles away from one another. The area where that took place is also known for strange stories, like small convoys of vehicles with super dark window tint at 2 a.m, no headlights on down these narrow country roads. Bill has never seen anything like this, but he did state that you will hear four-wheelers out in the deep woods, but never see the lights. Bill's rationale for story 1 is that there is some kind of meth production lab that get broken down and moved, and maybe there was an operation underway observing them. Some of the locals believe it might be a cult, but considering that no strange or unfamiliar people have shown up in the stores, and the only other stores are like 40 minutes away, it's probably more likely the structure was a mobile meth lab that could be broken down and stood up elsewhere quickly. As far as story 2, Bill is not the only local that's had a similar issue. There are people whose cats and dogs have gone missing and found miles away several days later, horribly mangled. There are also odd dead animals that turned up in yards or on people's property that are very out of place, like an alligator 7 miles from the nearest body of water where an alligator could live, mangled loggerhead turtle in someone's trash barrel, and a pile of chickens in the middle of a state park torn to shreds. No one is really sure what this is. It's not a frequent occurrence, but it has happened enough that there was a state investigation. Recently, the head game warden abruptly resigned, and the sheriff of well over a decade withdrew his election bid. The strangest thing about this area, in my honest opinion, is that on some days, livestock start acting weird and will try and hide or cluster together and stay really quiet. I have heard of this happening before, but I have got no answers.